Just your first overall view of the team accomplishing what they were able to get done yesterday in that deal for those three guys.
It's business. We're happy to have them. Obviously, we're gonna welcome in like family, and then we're gonna try to win these games.
In those three guys individually and what they can provide.
Obviously, Saab athleticism, and then you got the Davion Mitchell, the guy that picks up 94 feet. They call him off night, so I feel like he's gonna fit right in with the culture.
With the work that you have to do tonight, what are you seeing with the Nets in that, even though they had that loss on Wednesday to Washington, that they've been playing well over the last 4 games leading with their defense?
We just need to be connected. I mean, that's the biggest thing for us, be connected, and then we'll let everything else fall where it lay.
What have you always liked about Andrew Wiggins' game? What's he going to add to this group?
I mean, obviously, an athletic wing, and, somebody who's a champion. He knows what it takes to get there, so looking forward to having him here.
Can you share your emotions just about 5.5 years with Jimmy, how it went, how it ended? If you could sum that up for us, Bam, please.
I mean, obviously it ended not the way everybody expected it to, but, for the 5 years, man, like we did a lot of things and overachieved, and we did some things people thought we couldn't do. So obviously we're all grateful for that.
And are you excited about what you have? Could this be an even better, this is not saying taking anything away from Jimmy, obviously, but can it be a team as good with these three additions, you think, or potentially even more with the growth of your young guys?
I think all that can happen. For us, it's taking every day, day by day, and staying in the moment.
Just kind of an overall reaction to having everything officially done and the new members of the team.
I mean, still trying to process this, everything, but super happy to have, the new guys, finally to get past, everything that's been going on in the last 6 to 8 weeks, kind of refreshing. I think it's good to get some new energy, new life into the building. So definitely excited to have the new guys.
Have you been able to start to kind of process a little bit how each guy might be able to impact things once they're with you guys on Monday?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty easy to see. Obviously, all three guys are have kind of been in the league for a couple of years now with Davion, and obviously Davion's defensive presence. All three of them really good defensively, and then offensively, I feel like they're easy to plug into what we're trying to do right now.
As for tonight, the Nets, even though they're going through changes right now, we saw this buyout on the way for Simmons, but they've actually played pretty well and defensively over the last 3 games. What's the mindset going into that game?
Just bringing the same, edge and competitive spirit that we brought last game in Philly. Just trying to be consistent and stack these wins in a row, instead of winning one, losing one, trying to, build some consistency in that.
Tyler, the skill set of Andrew Wiggins, just going to ask you what you like about his game, what you've always appreciated about his game.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a top tier defender. His length, his athleticism, and then offensively, he's a great guy. Can catch and shoot, cut. Can play make with the ball in his hands. He can really do a little bit of everything. I think he'll help us and our offense a lot.
Your thoughts on Davion? I mean, I know he's such a lockdown guy. You did play the Raptors a couple of times. What's it like going against him with his defensive grit?
Yeah, I think just going up against him, the edge and the spirit he's gonna bring on that side of the ball. Really competitive. Gets into the ball. Gets steals, guards 94 feet, and we really don't have a guy like that, who can get in the game and just literally impact the game just on defense. And really excited to have him and be a part of this.
And what about slow-mo Kyle Anderson, who doesn't seem to be moving fast but gets stuff done?
Yeah, and I've been a fan of him since I first seen him when I was middle school, high schooler. He was playing in a tournament. And just watching him play, I've always been a fan of him. So definitely excited.
So 3 Bruins and 2 Wildcats. Are you getting overwhelmed here? He's another UCLA guy.
No, we're good. We'll be all right.
So 30 years from now, when you're looking back at your career in this era of Heat basketball, Tyler, what will come to mind about Jimmy and his time here and your relationship with him and Jimmy in general?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. It's only been a day since he's not been on the team. But really just I think it was a great 5 or 6 years just to be able to play with a guy like that. I came in as a rookie. He took me under his wing, really showed me how to do things. So I took some things from him. And I reinvent my own way to try to help lead this organization, for the time being. And, I thought it was a great, 5, 6 years of what we were to accomplish. Obviously not being able to win, a championship with him, but, it's a new chapter and we feel like we are heading in that direction again. So that's what it's all about.
Tyler, did you have a chance to see the selection process for you arriving on Team Kenny, and then your thoughts about your tournament team for next weekend?
Yeah, I saw it. I'm on the young group, so hopefully us young guys bring like a little competitive edge to us so we can win that money, that little prize we get if we win the game.
Well, first, just your overall thoughts on what the organization was able to accomplish in the deal yesterday.
Yeah, we were able to really bolster our roster in a way that was really creative. Andy just did a tremendous job. Obviously Pat with the vision, of all this stuff. But in fact, we felt like we checked a lot of different boxes. Really like the 3 players that we added. Andrew, really can help us in terms of his scoring. Really putting a lot of pressure on defenses. Defensively, he is such a dynamic, unique, versatile defender. Will fit right into how we defend. But also, Kyle Anderson is one of the elite role players in this league. He's a unique player. I studied him a lot when he was coming out of the draft. Just love the way he competes and how smart he is. So it's hard to find guys that think the second, third, fourth, fifth layer of a situation. And his IQ is off the charts, and he's been a part of a lot of winning teams. It's not a coincidence. And then Davion is somebody that we've been a fan of as well. You never think that you're going to have an opportunity to get him since he was a lottery pick, but his toughness, his competitive spirit, is something that we really admire. We respect that out of him, and it fits in again with how we want to play. And then also be able to get the draft pick. We're able to do a lot of different things and turn the page. We have clarity now. I really commend our group. I mentioned that again. This could have looked a lot worse with potentially other teams if you had to go through a lot of different changing situations, kind of the unknown. And then to stay the course, and where we are, all things considered, is in a good spot, for this stretch run of 30-plus games to try to improve our playoff position.
As for the task at hand tonight, the Nets have put together, despite the loss against Washington, a nice 4-game set here, and defense has led for them. What are some of the key tasks that you're looking to tonight?
Consistency. That's it. I really liked our competitive disposition, our competitive will the other night against Philly. Almost held them under 100. But that's the challenge now. We know what it is, and our blueprint for success. Can we consistently be reliable to that? I love the way we were coming off of that San Antonio game, and then we had a great practice. Then we had one of our worst defensive games of the year against Chicago. Not to take away anything from them, but it's consistency. I want that same kind of competitive will tonight against Brooklyn.
As you look back at the Jimmy era, just thoughts to put it in perspective, his 5.5 years here.
Yeah, the longer I'm in this business, the more that I feel like there's less absolutes. More things can be true. And in this case, I don't have to completely understand how we got to this point. But what I can have is a sense of gratitude completely. It was a great partnership and collaboration for 5 years. Some really deep core memories. I'm grateful for them. I'm grateful for the time to be able to coach a player like Jimmy. Every once in a while, I flip through my journal from the bubble. And I get goosebumps when I take myself back to that experience is so intense. And from a competitive standpoint, to have the team like come together in really unique, adverse circumstances, and to have that real sense of a team and a spirit, those are indelible memories that I'm going to treasure that the rest of my career and my life, really. So I'm grateful for the time, and now we turn the page to a different chapter, and that's the reality in this league. Nothing lasts forever, and we feel good about turning the page in the direction of our franchise right now. It's exciting, and the expectations don't change. Our standard is there, so these next 30 plus games we have some work to do, and Jimmy will be in a great place in Golden State. It'll be a really good fit there.
One last thing on Jimmy, just since we haven't talked to you for 6 weeks about it, and that is, as the last 6 weeks unfolded, was there sadness for you? Was there disappointment? Are you able to share just the emotion of the last 6 weeks in brief?
There's a lot that the team we're managing, and even that, I'm grateful for this experience. I coached a team that you're going through something like this, and I want to have all the different experiences that this head coaching position provides if you're in here long enough. And I learned a lot, and again, I don't have to completely understand, but that gratitude is there completely.
We both talked to scouts. One thing that was said to me about Wiggins is you'll never say there's a guy he can't play with. His game blends well with virtually anyone he play with. How do you see his offensive skills, his defensive skills blending with Bam and Tyler in your cast here?
What a beautiful compliment that is. That should be printed for every draft player coming into the league. That you can play with anybody on both sides of the floor, and you can make it work, and it'll be winning basketball. That sums it up. Everything that we've heard about him, from Minnesota to Golden State, he just made such a positive impression, and he's a champion. You get all the way across that finish line, you have some competitive character inside of you that's unique.